All right, thank you, Chelsea. It's time now to answer some of your legal questions. For that, we turn to attorney Casey Garrett and for Chris Tridico this morning. Thanks for coming in.
You bet. Good
Ready
morning.
to help out our viewers?
Yes, indeed.
All right, let's get this going. Our first question comes in from Tim, who writes, I have an agreement with an oil fill company to lease a section of my land for their oil holding tanks. They have defaulted on yearly payments and are no longer in business from what I can tell. I have sent emails requesting payment and removal of the tanks. I feel since these tanks are abandoned, I can sell them for the money owed. Am I in my legal right to do so?
So that's a really interesting situation and also very complicated. You've started off doing the right thing by emailing the company. I understand you haven't gotten any response. I would send a demand letter. This is a little bit bigger issue than just your average abandoned property, right? This is some oil and gas equipment. There's going to be some environmental issues as well. So yes, it does sound like it's abandoned property, but you're going to want to really check your lease carefully about how to handle that situation. And with as complicated as this sounds, I would consider consulting with an attorney of your choice for also some of the environmental issues of removing some of that underground piping and everything. So send a demand letter, let them know you're serious. It's got to be more than emails, and talk to a lawyer. Good luck.
All right, good advice. Keep them out of trouble, hopefully,
right.
But hopefully get the job done.
Exactly. All
right, our next question coming in from LA, who writes, I started going to a dermatology center in 2021. I spent a considerable amount of money, including a package of 3 Fraxel treatments for a discounted price of $2,273. Last October, I received a letter that said because I was a loyal customer, I'd received a gift card on my account for $840. It could be used for any services or products offered by the company. When I attempted to use the money, I found it was actually a discount I received for purchasing the 3 treatments. I went round and round with them about how misleading and false this is. The letter I received makes no reference to prior purchases. What can I do?
Well, that's super frustrating because you obviously were entitled to the discount. I'm not clear if you knew about that at the beginning or if you found out later. If you have any paperwork left over from that treatment, because it was such a significant treatment, expensive, check over your paperwork and see if the discount was already in there. If it was, then they owe you that money. That is very frustrating, and it is misleading, as you said. So it's one of those things, though, where you're really just going to kind of have to keep hounding them on that, and also check your paperwork, though, to make sure you're right. You could, if it turns out that they owe you that money in cash and not services, you could take them to JP court and sue them for that. You would start again with a demand letter on something like that.
All right, sounds like they got some more homework to do,
yes.
Right? All right. Our final question coming in from David, who writes, my license has been suspended, so I applied for an occupational license. I did everything necessary to get the license, including the SR22 insurance, and paid the application fee. The insurance is about $600 for a 6-month premium. The clerk told me that it would take 4 to 6 months for the judge to see the papers and sign them before I could drive. I don't know how patient I'm supposed to be paying for insurance for 8 months and not legally being able to drive. Is there a way to move this along faster?
So that's a great question, and also a very frustrating situation like our other question. These courts are very bogged down. They are very backlogged. They have a lot to do. Those papers, are put in a stack in order for the judges to sign, and it can take a long time. So a couple of options here. Be persistent with the court. Call the clerk. You don't want to be terribly annoying, but you want to be persistent. Call the clerk and see, is my paperwork before the judge? I really need this license. The other way, which is frustrating because it's more money, is hire a lawyer, because a lawyer will be able to get the case set for a hearing, get it in front of the judge, get it signed, and get you your license. So you'll just have to kind of weigh the cost of a lawyer versus the cost of waiting. So good luck.
These were complicated today, weren't they?
Interesting
it does
stuff.
Sound like they need to get some legal help.
Yes.
All right, Casey, thank you for all your advice.
Always.
It's very helpful.
Thank you.
If you want to send us your legal questions, please do so. You can start by going to our website. If you go to fox26houston.com, you can find our legal segments under the morning news tab. And as always, for specific info and advice, as Casey told you, it is really a good idea to try to find an attorney who can help you out. Right